New tonight on KGW News, at least 2 more cats test positive for bird flu linked to raw pet food.
Unfortunately, I think that's going to be an ongoing risk.
As we hear from a grieving pet owner who may lose another.
This is horrifying, and I'm constantly scared.
Plus, it's the Oregon agency that oversees the care of children and teens in the juvenile justice system. And now the governor has put its director on leave. And later, how Portland thawed out from all the ice and snow just in time for a little romance in the Rose City.
A lot of calls. Are you open? Are you open? Are you still open? It's an exciting night for us.
Happy Friday and welcome to the weekend. We begin tonight with a live look over the Rose City. 36 degrees on this Valentine's night, and while conditions are still a little tricky in some spots, we managed to have a decent thaw out today from multiple waves of winter weather. Thanks for joining us. David Molko here with Chief Meteorologist Matt Spino. Matt, just glad that storm has come and gone. What are you watching right now?
Yeah, definitely, David. We're staying above freezing, not by a lot, but enough. And most places should be okay overnight tonight. In Portland, we are sitting at 36 degrees. So again, it's not that much above freezing. Notice we've got low clouds hanging over the city. And in fact, fog has formed, thick fog. Hillsborough, McMinnville visibility down to a quarter of a mile there. So be aware of that as you're heading on out. Now, the fog and the low clouds actually will do us a little bit of a favor in that it'll help to keep it a little bit warmer. If it cleared out completely, we would drop below freezing. But right now, I don't see that happen. It'll be close. Temperatures are in the mid 30s, even at 33 in King City. But Westland's at 36, Southeast Portland 35. We got 34 Hillsborough and Beaverton. And I don't really expect the temperature to drop very much more overnight tonight. So not expecting a hard refreeze. That said, there could be some areas where ice does form. And of course, the side roads that never melted out, like some of the roads in my neighborhood, completely snowpacked, they're going to remain snowpacked overnight tonight, and those will get slick as well. 34 in the morning, a few showers around midday, but generally a cloudy day tomorrow. The rain sets in tomorrow night. Now, right now, there's really not much on Doppler radar at all. You could get a random sprinkle or flurry tonight because it's cold enough, but we're not going to see any significant precipitation until we get into tomorrow night. And when we do, it will be rain, and it's going to be rainy on Sunday. Sun breaks coming along, but generally warmer and wet weather with a lot of mountain snow. We'll look at that in a bit. David, back to you.
Looking forward to that warm up. Thank you, Matt. New at 11, state officials say 2 cats in Multnomah County have tested positive for bird flu after they ate raw pet food. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom. Alma, you spoke with a pet owner in Clackamas County whose cats, it appears, also got the virus.
Yeah, David, these cases are separate from the 2 confirmed by state officials this week, but they follow a similar pattern. Both were indoor cats and had consumed the Wild Coast raw pet food before they began to get sick and rapidly decline.
We lost my old Sphinx girl, and we just lost my 1.5-year-old Hattie. And I'm scared about the others, too.
Within just a matter of days, Christine Knopp had to say goodbye to 2 of her beloved indoor cats. The first to get sick was her 13-year-old Gandalf the Pink.
She couldn't even walk into the litter box. She was stumbling, and I knew I was going to lose her. And I had my best friend call home euthanasia to meet me in the morning, and I stayed up all night with her. And while I was watching her decline, I started to see my other 2 girls breathe faster and faster. And I started panicking about then, where I wondered, is this bird flu?
Her veterinarian determined it was, hospitalizing 2 more of her cats. One of those 2 passed on Friday. The Oregon Department of Agriculture, she says, came by to test the others. Knopp had been feeding her cats this pet food from a company out of Olympia, Washington.
It was Wild Coast Raw, and they today issued a statement for the batches that are being recalled, and my food is amongst that.
We really want to just encourage cat owners, if your cat is ill, especially if you have a history of feeding raw pet food or they may have exposure to wild waterfowl, get them into a vet, get them seen by a veterinarian.
Dr. Ryan Scholes, the Oregon State veterinarian, confirms this brand is tied to 2 confirmed bird flu infections in Multnomah County. The owners of those cats elected to humanely euthanize their pets due to the severity of the illness.
We've reported these 2 cases. We have several more we're currently investigating and are currently being tested. So I do anticipate we'll see more associated with this food.
To protect your pet from bird flu, experts say avoid feeding your pet commercial raw pet food. Don't give them raw milk or raw meat, and keep them away from birds and waterfowl that may carry the virus. After her own heartbreaking experience, Knopp wants to spread this word too.
If it can help other cats, I want to do that. And so I will channel some grief into work.
The state vet tells me that some of the symptoms can appear pretty mild at first, and they can vary. Some of those include fever, neurologic symptoms like seizures or blindness, and severe respiratory problems that can progress from coughing to pneumonia. Again, experts stress getting your pet to the vet ASAP if they fall ill. We'll have more details on these cases and the recall on KGW.com. David?
Yeah, absolutely critical advice for pet owners. Thank you, Alma. Well, also new tonight, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is placing the director of the Oregon Youth Authority on administrative leave. Effective immediately, Joe O'Leary is no longer in the top job. The authority oversees the well-being of children and teens in the juvenile justice system. Interim Deputy Director Jana McClellan has now been appointed acting director. This comes after a slew of lawsuits filed in the fall against current and former staffers at the authority alleging sexual abuse or failing to report or prevent said abuse. The Oregonian reporting that the authority's chief investigator resigned during an ongoing review into his handling of misconduct complaints. The authority has not yet responded to a request for comment. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, in Yamhill County, authorities say a young woman died in a tragic sledding accident. The sheriff's office says an ATV was towing her on a sled yesterday afternoon in Dundee on Northeast Hagee Road, just off Highway 99. She has now been identified as 18-year-old Lily Vanderhoff, a recent Newburgh High School graduate. In Northeast Portland, the city will keep the Sunderland RV Safe Park site open through at least the end of June. That's after it was originally set to close sometime in the spring. The site, temporarily home to about 70 people, provides a secure location to park and access basic services. City Council will make decisions about its future moving forward. Cuts by the Trump administration of the federal workforce are now impacting employees in the Northwest. The Bonneville Power Administration says about 200 workers accepted a buyout. An additional 90 job offers were rescinded. And late Thursday, sources say more than 100 new workers were fired. So altogether, that's about 20% of the workforce. A former BPA executive says these cuts could leave people in the dark literally due to the risk of unplanned power outages. And because the BPA is a nonprofit, he says the move won't actually save the federal government any money. And leaders at OHSU, along with Democratic members of Oregon's congressional delegation, are pushing back on the president's proposed cuts to funding for medical research. The National Institutes of Health, or NIH, wants to cut billions of dollars from grants across the country. Local health leaders say anyone depending on the development of new treatments, clinical trials, and medical interventions could be affected. A federal judge has temporarily put that plan on hold. By the way, if you're interested in learning more, check out this week's episode of Straight Talk, both Saturday and Sunday at 6:30 and again on Monday at 7. New tonight, the snow, the ice, and east wind all gave way, and just in time for some Friday night festivities where lots of folks were out and about and keeping their Valentine's Day plans on track. Catherine Cook's live downtown. Catherine, this feels like the good news and the break we all really needed.
David, what a difference a day makes. This time, last night, freezing rain was pelting me in the face. We've thawed out quite a bit since then, and while it's still crisp, people were so excited to enjoy the night. Lights, love, and gratitude. In downtown Portland Friday, we found all three on this Valentine's night. The Portland Winter Light Festival drew big crowds.
It feels amazing.
Emily Kincaid and her boys among them. After snow and ice kept them indoors for 2 days, it was the perfect reason to get back outside.
It's been a little stressful, so we're so happy to be out and enjoying this community event.
Happy Valentine's Day. Your special appetizer is going to come in a black crock.
At Higgins, staff members took stock of Valentine's dinner specials, thrilled to be open on their biggest night.
My worry was that the snow was not going to melt and we would have to close for the evening, and that would be so disappointing to so many people.
Server Jill Knight says few people canceled their reservations.
You came at the right time.
I'm surprised no one's canceled.
Susie and John Lotzi dropped in right as the restaurant opened, hoping to get a seat.
We're happy we have a table.
Yeah,
Yes.
happy
We called
to be
it.
inside. It's nice and warm.
We're
too.
going to the Symphony at 7:30, and their website says show is on tonight.
It was indeed. The lights on Broadway ushering guests in. Another big event that dodged an icy fate.
It feels great. Our neighborhood is a little higher, so we were really pretty snowy and snowbound.
Sure, there was lingering concern over the roads. 2 days of snow and freezing rain will do that.
I did. I thought maybe it would be icy on the roads, but it's warmed up enough that it's just basically slush now.
Of course, the fire must have helped. What a fun event. I'm just so glad we could join everybody out there tonight. That Winter Light Festival runs through Saturday with events all across downtown. David, back to you.
Yeah, great to see people smiling and taking it in stride, and that includes you, Catherine Cook. Have a great weekend. Appreciate it.
You too.